YouTube friends, my name is Constance and this is Cruelty Free Musings. Welcome back to my channel and to a Shop My Stash. I feel like I have used everything in here at least a couple of times, so I figured I can put it back, pull new stuff, maybe do a little bonus reorganization because I did just get this new drawer set up that's underneath. Let me see if I can tilt it a little bit more so you can see the new drawer setup. See? New drawers. Okay, so back to the previous angle. There we go. So we are currently looking at the top of my little dresser stack, my little drawer stack. But I might do some bonus reorganization. Don't mind me just moving some dirty brushes so that I can get more use out of the things here. Let's just get into it. All right. So let me go through, tell you about the things that are pretty much always in here, and then what is moving around. All right, so this is the Juvia's Place Nubian 2. This is not a Pan That palette. My goodness, I would get very, very bored. But I am using it in a project pan. I have this in the New Decade project pan. So it was brand new at the start of this year and I am trying to make it look used by the end of this year. It's working out. This is my mascara. It's always in here. I just only have one mascara open at a time. This is something that I'm going to put back. This is the Natasha Denona Mini Retro birthday present from my sister. Very cute. Very sparkly. I have done a couple of looks with this. Really enjoyed them. And am fine with putting it back into my collection. I'm not really reaching for it right now to make new and interesting looks or in combination with either of these two palettes. Next up, this is the Aurora Alter Ego palette. You can kind of see on camera how utterly greasy it is. I'm sorry. This was new when I put it in, and it is now slightly used. I find that I get bored very easily with eyeshadow palettes, and I think it's because I don't like spontaneously think of cool and interesting looks to do with them. So I have to intentionally inspire myself if I'm going to have a palette in a long project, or if I am going to be shopping my stash for a palette. Like, I will default to a pale transition shade, a deep shimmer in the outer corner, or a deep matte in the outer corner, and a slightly darker crease shade, and then a shimmer all over the lid, which this is totally fine to do that kind of basic look, you know, transition, crease, or this is a look that I actually did yesterday. Transition, crease, deep in the outer corner, and then I don't remember which shimmer, but chuck one of these lighter shimmers on the inner 2/3 of my lid. That's like the most basic look and it's what I default to. So it was very easy for me to get bored with this palette, and then because I was like, okay, I'm getting lots of really pinky looks, meh. And then I saw this is a sunrise dupe, I think. I saw a sunrise palette, the smaller Natasha Denona, the mini one, not the mini, but the half-size pans. I saw a look of hers where she had a very matte, very orange eye, and I was like, oh, that's cool. I didn't know that I could get that out of this palette, so that was why I went for this this trio of mattes. I was like, let me see just how orange I can get this. And it turns out quite orange. Quite beautifully orange. So, I really like this palette. I feel like I am putting it back at a point when I could get inspired to play with it a lot more. But I feel like I just want to put the things that are in the rest of my Shop My Stash away enough to also put this away. So that is what we are doing. Alright, moving on. This is the Ofra's X Samantha March Start Inspired Star Island Pillow Talk. Very pretty, very shiny. I like both of these. I don't know if I'm actually going to put this back or if I'm just going to pull another highlighter, but I really like highlighters, and I know for next time that I should just pull an extra highlighter because I just wanted another highlighter this iteration of Shop My Stash. So I think that I should pull two, probably. So yeah, we will go ahead and put that back. Who knows, I might end up pulling it again. But regardless. Okay, next up we have two foundation sticks. This is the Revolution Fast Base Stick Foundation in F1. I really like this. I know I really like this. It is a faithful standby. This is the Ultra Beauty Moisturizing Foundation Stick. I pulled this in because I bought it and then I hadn't used it much and I wanted to kind of force myself to use it. And what I discovered is that I don't like it applied with a brush. It gives me a weird amount of coverage, and also it sinks into my pores if I apply it with a brush. But it is okay applied with a beauty blender and just like smacked into my face. That is okay. So I would say this is not my favorite foundation, but I can apply it in a way that makes a decent amount of sense. I haven't used the sample of Giorgio Armani Luminous Silk Foundation. It's staying in. I have used this Anastasia Beverly Hills Luminous Foundation quite a bit. I love this. It's super easy. I can apply it with a brush or with a beauty blender. It's a nice match for me. And it's not too heavy, and it doesn't look heavy regardless of how I apply it. Really like this foundation just overall. It might end up coming back in. We'll see. So this is Project Pan items. This is a blush. That was noisy, I apologize. This is a blush. This is the Urban Decay Afterglow Blush in Rapture. I'm pretty sure that I've worn this. Yeah, I wore this once. One time. It's kind of, I mean, it doesn't come off this intense. It comes off as kind of a, let's swatch. It comes off as kind of a purple, like a plummy wash. But it's a very specific color that I don't reach for all the time. And I do feel like this could be like a blush that I reached for every day if I had a reason to reach for it every day. Like I might put it in a project pan with a use goal on it of some kind, just so that I can get it looking a little bit more worn, which, you know, my blush collection is not. But it's not a color that I reach for just consistently if I have other options that I'm attempting to work through. But I did wear it. It is pretty. It has a nice little demi sheen to it. It's pretty. Okay. This is the Physicians Formula Butter Bronzer. I have pan on it because it was in a project pan last year. Physicians Formula is not cruelty free, so I am low-key trying to use that up. We're gonna leave it in. This is the Ulta Beauty Bronzing Pass, which I like the foundation stick I brought in because I bought it and then I didn't use it. So what I have discovered is that this side is very pink and it's okay applied with a stippling brush, but I think that for me it's a little intense. I would probably only apply it under foundation, you know, reverse foundation technique that everyone's talking about right now. I like it for that. It's a little too bright for me to wear on top of foundation. And then this bronzer I wore one time. It is, it's fine. It is a little bit warm for my typical liking, but it is a depth that works well for my skin tone, which is paper. So I do like it, and I will definitely use it more in the future. Alright, and then my two, just knocking things over. And then my two concealers. This is the Revolution Conceal and Hydrate in C3. This is a very nice skin tone match, which is extremely rare to find in a concealer. So I like using this if I'm not going to be putting on any kind of foundation at all. It covers nicely, and it's just it's a fine concealer that covers nicely and that blends so easily, so exactly into my skin that I don't have to pair any foundation product with it. Although if I'm going to use it spot concealing around my face, it has to be under my foundation, because all of my foundations are lighter than it, and it looks odd on top of things. Alright, this is, oh, it has all kinds of air bubbles in it. This is the e.l.f. 16-Hour Camo Concealer. This is in the shade Fair Warm. It is very light. It is very high coverage. It's not focused on that at all. Let's try a little bit. The 16-Hour Concealer is very, it's very matte, it's very high coverage. This is also one that I tend to wear under my foundation, just because it is so light that I tend to look a little bit weird if I just wear it by itself. But I do like the amount of coverage that I get out of it. It is, as I said about the Conceal and Hydrate, a fine concealer. Okay. These are also Project Pan items. I do think that I'm probably going to move the Project Pan items down into one of these drawers so that I reach for them a little bit more. Like, these are kind of at the back of my organization right now, and it just being a little bit higher up and at the back, it ends up being a little bit awkward to pull for some of the things. Okay, this is a powder. This is the Cover FX Pressed Mineral Foundation in the shade N10, and I am low-key trying to pan it. I don't wear powder much, you can probably tell, but when I do, this is a nice one, and it's a summer shade as much as I need a summer shade, but it's nice for darkening a concealer or a foundation which is far too light, and I have some of those. So this one is another one that is staying in. This is the e.l.f. Poreless Putty Primer. It's quite nice. It does seem to help some makeup last longer, so that's nice. It doesn't help it look better on my chin, but also I touched my chin a lot. I pillow my chin on my hand. This is a weird angle, but I do this a lot. So, my chin just kind of always looks ratchet, and this doesn't help with that. I'm not sure anything would help with that, though, so fairness. Okay, putting this back, reaching for something else. This is the Bare Minerals Original Foundation Broad Spectrum SPF Fair 01. This is too dark for me to use as a foundation. Even in the summer, it is like a full shade too dark for me, but not quite dark enough to use as a bronzer. So it's just a little bit odd. It's an odd one. It is a duck. An ugly duckling, as it were. I feel like I might end up having to put this in a pan and just like forcing myself to use it, because I don't like using it. It's super messy. I discovered in this Shop My Stash that it is not light enough for me to use. Well, I knew that it was not light enough for me to use as a foundation, but I discovered that it was not dark enough for me to use as a bronzer or a contour powder. So here I am, stuck in the middle. I'm not sure what to do with this. I do feel like I am going to have to pan this because I'm not sure what the expiration date is, but I've had it. I haven't had it for that long. I bought it in this house, so it's probably been about a year that I've had this. Yeah, and I'm going to have to I am a catastrophe, just knocking things over constantly. Stop focusing on those pretty ladies in the background. Okay. Yeah, I feel like I'm going to have to focus on this and try to use it up to actually get any amount of use out of it, because I don't like it. It's messy and it's not the right color for anything that I would want to use it for. Learning. Okay, these things are my eye primers. They stay in all the time. They can move back up to where they were after I have talked about all of the lip things. Okay, so you might notice that this lip area looks pretty bare. It's because I took a page out of It's Just Steph's book and I moved the things that I had used after watching one of her Shop My Stashes into this little former candle. This candle jar, which is a little bit smoky, ignore that. So let's talk about what's still in here first. I have used both of these, just not since I started using the little cup. This one I haven't used, so I'll go ahead and leave it in. And these little lip things, so this is a little mini lip gloss from Buxom, and this is a little mini Amuse Bouche liquefied lipstick from Bite. These are staying in because they're very close to completion, and I feel like I'll lose them if I put them back in my collection. So, let's talk about this. This I think I actually wore for all of the videos that I filmed on the same day that I filmed my Shop My Stash video, so I definitely wore this in this iteration. It is a red. It is a slightly burnt red, very warm, very pretty. I like it a lot. I am a bold lip person. I think that we have talked about this. This is the ColourPop Lippy Sticks in Who Run This, and it is a Matte X, which is not my favorite formula, but the color is fantastic. And I will say that if the bold lip colors that I have in the matte formula tend to move, like they will crawl outside my lip line a little bit more. So, like, there are definite advantages to the Matte X formula. It won't move, which for a very bold red is nice. Alright, this is the Stila Stay All Day Liquid Lipstick. This is in the shade Perla. I think that I should leave this in because every time that I reached for a nude lipstick, I reached for Caramello instead of this one, even though I think that this is probably a better color for me. It's a little bit more cool toned, matches my skin a little bit better, is still the same approximate depth. Like, Caramello looks a little dead on me. That one just looks very natural and normal. This is the Milani Bold Matte, Bold Color Statement Matte Lipstick in I Am Fierce. This is an orange red. I have not worn this, so we'll leave it in. Okay, that's it for the lips that I'm going to leave in. Let's quickly talk about the lips that I am going to take out. And I will just hold them up here instead of holding the entire cup up the entire time. Alright, this is my Huda Beauty lip scrub. This is in the shade Fearless. This is a purple gloss with a gold shift, and I feel like it is about to go bad. I wore it very recently. Of course, it was in my Shop My Stash. It has a 12-month shelf life. So this is 4 mils. I really need to put this in a project pan because I love it. It's a purple gloss, so it's a little bit more wearable than like a full color lipstick would be that was this color. I still am a weird person, but as a child I tried on a purple lipstick once and I was like, I feel like I have drunk alien blood, you know? Alien blood would be this color. So ever since then, Mom knows a particular shade of lip gloss and lipstick that will get me every time. It's this one. It's Alien Blood. I love it so much. It would be a crying shame for this gloss to go bad without me using it. So, a pan is in this one's future. Alright. I really don't have a lot of space on this desktop where my camera's set up. This is the other Stale Day Liquid lipstick, which I referenced. This is the shade Caramello. It's a very yellow nude, not a color that I wear by itself, but on my lips and then with a smidge of lip gloss over the top, it's fantastic. I suspect that with a little bit of a deeper lip liner, it would also be fantastic. Kind of just like a basic YouTuber nude that I don't reach for that often, but which is very useful to have on occasion for very specific looks. This is the ColourPop Disney Villains Ultra Glossy Lip in Sad But True. I have definitely worn this a couple of times. I wore this with this lip liner and this lipstick, I think. Maybe I did wear this week, or this iteration of Shop My Stash. Anyway, I wore it with this lip liner and with a red lipstick, and for a very contoured, wow, that was almost a catastrophe, but not quite. So I wore this with a deep lip liner and a red for a contoured red lip look. Love it. Iridescent. Obviously, to get the true Ursula vibe, it needs to be paired with a purple, but love this lip gloss. Really, really enjoyed that. Let's try to put that in a place where I won't knock it over immediately. Alright, since I picked this up, let's talk about it. This is the Flower Beauty Wild Petal Pouch Matte Lip Color. And this is in the shade Wild Azalea. It is a blue toned or pink base red. So it's a raspberry that you can build to a very true red color. I like it. It's a bold red. Stays in place pretty well. Fades gracefully. You know, what more do you need out of a red lipstick? Alright. This is Fenty Beauty Mademoiselle lipstick in the shade Freckle Fiesta. I bought this from Sephora during the sale with a perfume because I wanted it. It is a burnt orange. There is no other color like it in my collection, and I need something else like this color in my collection because I don't love the formula. Like, it's fine, it stays all day and all of that, but it's not terribly comfortable. So I just want something that's a little bit better. But that color. Oh, that color. Okay. This is the Urban Decay Vice lipstick. This is in the shade Firebird. I believe that I swatched this last time and it does not come off my hand, so I will not swatch it this time. Looks purple. Applies to a brilliant fuchsia pink that is much closer to this dot on the end. Love it so much. Oh my goodness. Only wore it once, but love it. Alright, and then this is the Milani Keep It Full lip gloss. This is in the shade Soft Rose. Very basic, nude, cream lip gloss. Very basic, very pretty. And then this is Prismatic. Whoa. speaking of catastrophes, this is the Milani Keep It Full lip gloss in Prismatic Peach. I do like how thin this gloss is and how distinct the subtle line is. So satisfying. So this is Prismatic Peach. I put this on this morning. It's pretty. When I first got it, there's a lot of very distinct sparkle in it, and it felt a little gritty on my lips. I'm not sure if I've gotten used to it or if that was just like a weird concentration of glitter that was right at the top, but it doesn't bother me anymore. These glosses do have a little bit of a tingle, not as much as the Buxom glosses, which for me is a positive. I don't like the tingle, and it's that much peppermint is irritating. It's not great for your lips. All right. Let's do a little bit of bonus reorganization. Starting with fixing what I've messed up. Okay. So that's what you, yeah, okay. Alright. Let's see. You can see that. Let's put those there, and that there. Put these little things in here. So, alright. So this is what I've done with my shorter things, which are, you know, little enough to go in here. So this is all of what's in my Partners in Cream and a few things from my New Decade Project pan. Obviously, this is not going to fit in there. This probably would. I mean, the disadvantage is I don't know if I would ever reach for it, but maybe if I'm reaching into the drawer anyway. So I do like that this drawer is tall enough that I can have the Stila Glitter and Glow standing up, because as I mentioned, I find demarcation lines very satisfying. So yes, I love keeping a demarcation line in place. And that is also why I moved this New Decade Project pan item over to this side, so that I could still reach for it, but it still is standing up while not taking up too much space. Alright, and now those like unofficial project pan items can go there. And then I have a decent amount of space for other things that I pull. Alright. So here we are looking at my eyeshadow drawer. My things are kind of in different places in my collection. Also, that Fenty lipstick doesn't come off all the way. So let's see. Up here at the front, we have my my magnetic palettes, my palettes which hold my single shadows. So I feel like I might pull in one of these. Let's see. Oh, you know, I haven't played with any of these at all. I carefully curated a cart from Divina while they were moving and getting set up at their new place in Oregon, and then as soon as they were open, I placed it. I bought this little palette and these beautiful shadows. I feel like they'll be super neutral and basic, and I'm kind of wanting some colors that will just work with anything, so we'll pull that. Oh, that's even in shot. Nice. Okay. And then, let's see. These are my palettes, my pre-made palettes here in the back. except for this one. This one is a Buxom palette that I made myself. Which, by the way, the Buxom formula, YouTubers occasionally talk about it being underrated. Really true. Legit. Underrated. Alright, so this is the Norvina palette. I bought this pretty recently. I haven't played with it all that much, and I feel like I really want to play with it. So I'm going to pull this in. And I don't think I should pull another palette because I already have this one and my single shadows. Does that mean that I'm not going to pull another palette? No, because eyeshadow is fun. And in particular, another newish one. This, my mom got me at Christmas, and I used it quite a bit in February and March, and then I kind of put it away, and I haven't been using it since, so let's go ahead and pull that out. You'll notice that the brush is gone. It's because it's one of my eyeshadow brushes. I don't pull brushes out of palettes to then throw them in the trash. I pull them to then put in my brush collection. Because that way at least they'll get cleaned. Alright, pausing the recording so that I can set up again over on that side of the desk. I told you my makeup was all over. So here we are looking at the rest of my makeup, which is, I don't know, about the same size as my eyeshadow palette collection. And yet the thing that still tempts me the most is eyeshadow, despite having no pans in anything. I have one pan. It's something that I worked very hard at and which annoyed me a lot. So, yeah. Anyway, alright. Moving on. Let's get into the things that I want to pull. I want to pull this. This is the Vlada X Smashbox Prismatic Petal. Yeah. So this is, let me make sure that I am holding it in frame and focusing. Yeah, so this is the duochrome one. She released, I forget, 2 or 3? 3, I think. So this one is a nude highlight that shifts pink. And let's see, yeah, okay, so you can get the pink flash there. But you can also get the really distinct nude shadow on me. So this is not a highlighter for me. It is a blush / blush topper. Anyway, it's just something that I'm feeling. I don't play with it that often. I want to. So that's coming in. All right. I might, let's see. So definitely pulling, let's pull this. I haven't played with it at all. It's the Flower Blush Bomb, and I bought it at the same time as I bought the Ulta Beauty Cream Blush. So I think that this would be nice to play with. And it'll probably distract me a little bit from my Project Pan blush, because it's also a basic nudie color, but whatever. So pulling that blush, and let's pull a couple of highlighters. So this is, what color is this? Poor Unfortunate Souls. Can you tell that I love Ursula? possibly my favorite villain. Yeah, I definitely got this collection when it came out. It is definitely a weird highlighter. It's like a weird color. This is a Super Shock Cheek formula, by the way. So it's definitely a weird color, but it doesn't look that strange on my skin, actually. Oh, my battery's about to die. Hold, please. Okay. Okay, I'm pretty sure that the frame has changed, and I'm sorry. It reset my zoom when I took out the battery, which honestly makes some sense. Okay, so let's see. I have 2 blushes and 1 highlight. I have no highlights in a project pan right now. Amazing. So I can pull in any highlighter that I want. This is another one that I have not reached for in a hot minute. This is the Becca Opal Flashes Jade. Focus. Focus on it. Or on my hand. This is, I'm giving up in case you can't tell. I'm giving up on it focusing. This is another weird highlighter. It is a nude base with a green flash, and I love it. You can see it there on my skin. It kind of ends up looking sickly, and I don't care. I love it. And maybe we should pull a normal highlight color. Sure, let's pull Moonstone. So this was the first highlighter that I hit pan on in 2019. This is Becca Moonstone. You can see. I love this. I used a fan brush for a good while, and that gave me like a solid dip down to the bottom. That and I load up on highlighter. And then I started using my favorite Real Techniques setting brush in a more concentrated way here in the middle, and that's what got this kind of shiny, softer pan here and this softer dip here. Anyway, I love this highlighter. It's nice and bright without being a weird color. So, okay. So blush, highlight, I have bronzer. Let's see. Eyeliners. I'm just going randomly, things that I feel like I want to play with. I have been wanting to put a little bit of brightness in my waterline, so I'm pulling in these 2 24/7 Glide On eye pencils. This one's the shade Starfire, and this one is Space Dust. They're not this small because I've used them, they're this small because they're samples, although you can see that I have sharpened Starfire more than Space Dust. So I want to pull these in for a brighter waterline, and I want to pull this lip gloss, which I don't remember the name of. I just bought it, but it came without a shade name on the bottom, and I think I already threw away the box that it came in. But anyway, this is a just basic pink gloss. This is the ColourPop Ultra Glossy. I like the formula. This is calling to me. This is the Hourglass ambient lighting palette in Ghost. I like, this is diffused light, and it is a nice like skin tone powder for me. This I think is dim light. It's a good contour. You wouldn't think that it would be dark enough to be a contour. It really is. This is a nice bronzer. I haven't played with these blushes much, but I like this highlighter a good bit also. So that is my Ghost palette. $80, but I bought it on sale, so I only paid, I think, $67. Alright, and then concealers. What concealers do I want to pull in? Let's pull in this one. This is the Becca Under Eye Brightening Corrector or whatever. So this is a peachy color used as a corrector. My ColourPop No Filter Concealer, which I am panning, has hit the point that it no longer conceals my dark circles, so I need a corrector to layer with it. So I'm pulling that in, and it will probably stay in for the duration, like until I use up that ColourPop. I have missed this. This is the NYX Bear With Me Tinted Skin Veil. Make sure we're in frame. Yep, this is in the shade Pale Light. It's a tinted moisturizer. I like it. I feel like I've been missing something that is super light that I can just throw on over concealer. Or like throw on with a little bit of concealer and not have to also like super layer on blush and bronzer and whatnot to give dimension back to my face. It's a little high maintenance for me. Just, you know, preferences. And then, I mean, I don't have that much makeup. I'm really tempted, as I mentioned, to just pull back in the Makeup Forever concealer for days that I just want to throw on a concealer and wear nothing else, but instead I will pull in the Tarte Creaseless Concealer. This is in the shade 10N Fair. This is another good skin tone match. I don't like it as much. It's for a concealer that says it's creaseless, it sure does crease a lot, and it doesn't wear super well, but I am kind of considering this as a candidate for something to pan also, so I feel like just getting more wear on it would be good. Also, it's a little on the old side. Alright, so I have pulled a couple of lip things. Let's pull more lip things. I didn't put any of my lip liners back, but I feel like I'm going to add some. This is almost my entire collection of lip liners, by the way. I have one more, but I left it at work because I thought surely we'd be back in like a week or so. And that was not the case. But, you know, we all make mistakes. So I have one lip liner that might be gone forever, but you know, it's fine. It was fine. It's, you know, I don't really have a lip liner that I love with an undying passion. I do really like these Milani Color Statement lip liners, Evidence. I have 3 of them. I'm just going to pull in this Milani Color Statement lip liner in 9 Spice and this Discontinued Bite Beauty lip liner in 028. Basic pink, basic brown, which is a little bit darker than my lips. I feel like I've been kind of missing both of these in a lip liner, and these will put back into the collection. Let's see. And Always when I don't have these Amuse-Bouche liquefied lipsticks, I miss them. This is the shade Jicama. It's a little bit of a deeper, you know, just kind of a richer color, but you know, I like a statement lip, so that is like, that's a normal deep nude color for me. That I wear that like a nude. I don't consider that to be a statement lip. Some people I understand would call this a statement lip, but it's not for me. So this I'm going to pull in as a basic natural nudie lip color. Ooh, my lippy sticks. Let's see. Grunge. This is a statement lip. This is a warm brown that I love. A warm brown that I love on me. It's fantastic. It is fantastic. And then, I don't, what color is this? Happy Thoughts? Happy Thoughts. Yes. Okay, so this is, the dots I find on the bottom of these are very misleading, so unless you know a shade really well, it's hard to tell. But that is another like nude kind of mauve-y color. And it is in my favorite matte formula, as is Grunge. And maybe pull one more lip color just to like round things out. Let's go with a liquid lipstick. Let's go with a statement. Yeah, let's go with this one. This is a ColourPop Ultra Satin Lip. This is a collab with Cruelty, and this is the shade Darling. Just a nice vampy purple. I love me a vampy purple. Okay. And then, okay, I lied about the one more thing. I'm going to keep in this gloss from Huda Beauty in the shade Fearless because I'm going to unofficially pan it, and maybe officially pan it later, you know, if I am not making good enough progress by unofficial panning. Alright, so that was the gathering of the items. We will now pause, and I guess I'll put away what I had pulled out. We are still recording. I bet that angle is super unflattering, not inelegant. I think inelegant is the word that I'm looking for. Alright, I think that is everything put away back into my collection, so now I will put those drawers back into the place where they belong. And up. Yeah, right there. Okay, now we will stop recording and reset to place things back into my desktop organizer. So I'm immediately seeing a problem, which is that all of my palettes are not going to fit in there. that will work. And then that's unofficially panning. Let's see. Okay. All right, so all of my things are out of my little box and into my organizer. It's not as clean, you can't see everything as easily because I had to put each of these palettes in their own little organizing slot because they are so dang thick. They would fit in here if they were the only things in here, but that's the only section of my organizer that the Nubian 2 fits in because it's wide, so it has to be in there. So yeah, just a little bit of awkwardness in organizing, but I feel like I got things organized fairly well. Things will probably shift a little bit through the month. Like, I don't think that, well, there's no reason for those to stay there. Yeah. So things will shift a little bit as we go through the month. As I use things, the lip things will move down into this cup and then get used as I please. I have this little area of unofficially panning, and then I also have this drawer down here of officially panning. So yeah, I am pretty happy with my Shop My Stash. I feel like I did a good job of using my things, and then using my things and then getting tired of them. And I hope that you enjoyed or learned something, or both. Thanks for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, do whatever you feel like, and goodbye for now. Grubby hands, grubby hands.